I have completed quite a few upgrades and modifications to this bike. So I just wanted to do a quick video and give a quick overview of everything I've done. I've already mentioned the brake and the new kickstand, but yeah, there's been a number of other things, so I'll get started here. So one item that was completely missing from the bike was the front fork protectors. So I just picked those up at Rocky Mountain, 25 bucks, pretty good investment. They just bolted right on, they're pretty slick. The other thing I've done is I had, as mentioned in a previous video, the front fork on the right side was leaking oil. So I pulled off both forks and I took them in and got them completely serviced with all new everything. So new oil, new seals, new bushings, new everything. Yeah, I mean, it was a full rebuild, which they are now awesome. These forks work great. So while I had the forks off, obviously I took the wheel off, and so I got a brand new Shinko cheater on the front. You can see I went riding today, so it's dirty already, but you can see from the nubs it is not even broken in yet. And that brings me to the rear tire, also brand new, as you can see. This is also a Shinko cheater. It is an amazing tire. It is fantastic. Grips so well, and these lugs are nice, and I don't know how well you can see that, but they are nice and squishy, and this tire is awesome. While I had the tires off, I also put on new sprockets, rear and front. I put a 52 tooth on the rear, which is the largest that you can do, and then on the front I did a 12, which is the smallest you can do, and then obviously a new chain, and it is awesome. There is so much low end torque on this thing. Obviously the kickstand. I put on 2 nights ago a 13-ounce flywheel weight, also to aid in the low end torque and to prevent stalling, and just so it can just chug up the hills. And there were some other little odds and ends that I did. So around here, both the rear caliper guard and the rotor guard were both broken at the points where they bolted on. So I just got new ones, put those on. It's pretty easy, but you know, definitely an improvement over what it had before. Let's see, oh yeah, I've got brand new Pro Taper pillow grips, which these things are awesome. They're so nice. And while I had those off, I discovered, when I took off the old ones, I discovered that the throttle tube on the end was all busted up. And so you can't see it, obviously, but I bought a new one of those. It was only just a few bucks from Rocky Mountain, so that's pretty slick. Let's see, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. So I took it out riding today, and while I had it out, I thought, you know, I mean, my goal all along has been to make this thing into a trail bike, where it can just chug up the hills, lots of low end torque. And so I came to a fairly steep hill, nothing too serious, but you know, definitely a hill. And so I thought, I will just see how this thing does. So I put it in first gear and rode up that hill as slow as I possibly could, and it did not bog down at all. It just chugged up that hill, and then I would blip the throttle, and it would immediately, the tire just gripped, it didn't break traction, and it would just lunge up the hill, just right off the throttle. Just awesome performance. I am so pleased with this bike and where it's at right now. And the front forks, the suspension handle amazingly well. When I got up to speed on those wide open spaces, it just felt so planted and so smooth. I could not be more pleased with this bike at this point. It is just fantastic. What a great find. I didn't pay much for it and spent even less getting it fixed up, and it is just ready to rip, and it is awesome. I'm loving it.